Dear student, welcome to our Strive 365 1 year current affair analysis. So we have already covered the polity current affair from June to August. Today we are going to see some of the portion of international relations. So before starting the international relations, so we are going to see in detail of international relation with some background things. And dear student, before making this content, I've gone through all the reputed institute magazines and I have collected their material. Plus, I have done this value addition. So if you are watching this video and referring to my PDF, no need to go anywhere because all the content available in the market, they are already here and I have given to you. Okay. So today we are going to see few questions, a few topics of international relation, and we are going to see from our UPSC prelims perspective and some of the other state pieces perspective. Okay. So please watch this video till the end, and to prepare that video we are making a lot of effort. So if you find this video is helpful, please like this video and write your thought in the comment box, and please share this video with your friend so that more number of students can benefit, and it is also going to motivate us to provide quality content. चलिए start करते हैं. So first news of the day, the fair and representative global order. So if you look into international order, you will find that they are, dominated by few countries. So that is the reason our external affair ministry orders a fair and representative global order at the first BIMSTEC traditional music festival. So dear student, it is your homework. You have to study detail about BIMSTEC. When BIMSTEC is formed, who are member of the BIMSTEC, under which declaration BIMSTEC is formed, headquarter is there, secretariat there, and last summit of BIMSTEC is held which country, and what are the outcomes. So in this way you have to do the linkage. Okay, just google it, you'll find it, or I'll explain it due course of time whenever there is a terms come detail about the BIMSTEC. Okay. So why global order is not fair and representative? So why? Because the institution that we have created during or after the World War II, so they are in favor of those who are victory power. For example, P5 nation dominate UNSC. So who are the P5? So they are the permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. So they are US, Russia, UK, France, and China. So they are having the veto power. So if any resolution passed against this country, they can veto it and protect their interests. So if this country are given one-sided veto, so that is what led to this institution dominating. So next one is about marginalization of the global south. So the global north having 9 times more voting power as compared to the global south. So what is global north, global south? We are going to see. I've already added a doc here, so you can see here. So this is a line that is being given by the Brundtland line. So that this line, any line that is any country above this line, they are called global north. Any line below the this south of this line is called global south. So global south are poor countries and global north are rich countries. So this line you have to brand line, so you have to remember that. And this is not like even if India is on the northern hemisphere, but it is still called global south, so you have to remember it. Okay, चलिए हम चलते हैं अपना ओरिजिनल टॉपिक्स पे. सो डोंट बी कंफ्यूज विथ ग्लोबल नॉर्थ एंड ग्लोबल साउथ. ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So this global north, so they have 9 times the more voting power as compared to the global south in IMF. So if you look into IMF voting share, you'll find USA is having 16%, 16.5% voting right, but they are only having 4.22% of the world population. That means any resolution USA can veto, any resolution, if it is against the USA interest or if US don't want, that is not going to pass in IMF. That means USA is controlling monopoly, having monopoly in the IMF. Okay. So next is ineffective multilateralism. Though we have multilateralism like IMF, World Bank, WTO, there are global norms, but major power that simply bypasses, they are not following. For example, USA exit from Paris Pact, World Health Organization, and they are not listening. They are imposing unilateral sanctions. So then in that case, the multilateral organization will not be effective. So next is trade as a geopolitical tool. So I think you already know that USA imposed 15% tariff on India. Then recently China is also restricting the export of rare earth minerals. Also, they are geopoliticizing their trade. Then European Union recently they are trying to impose carbon tax on the trade. Okay. So next is climate change inequality. So developed country cause bulk of emissions. So I think if you analyze the Western country, they have emitted for all this carbon dioxide for hundreds of years of their industrialization. But when it comes to the mitigation, so they are not taking responsibility. But whenever any disaster happens, so mostly they are affected by this poor country like an African country, India affected, but we are not responsible. But when it comes to the impact, we are suffering. So that is what led to the climate inequality. And this developed country, they want India to work, to commit more reduction of the the carbon dioxide. Though we are not responsible, still they want we should compress, we suppress our development so that we can reduce our emission. But same country, they have used coal to promote their economy and became industrialized, but now they are saying India should not use coal, rather it should use green energy. And to use green energy, they are not ready to share this technology free of cost. They want to sell their technology. That is what called carbon imperialism. They simply put India in a bad light that we are the main cause of polluter, and then by using that they want to sell their green technology. So next is technology and knowledge drive. So if you look into top 100 farms, so they are mainly USA, China, some European country. So drive 40% of the global R&D and centralizing power. If they are having a high amount of R&D centralizing power, so they are going to define the 21st century. And rest of the country, they are having no say. So that means we can say that this country are digital colonizing everything. Okay. Then if this kind of problem we are facing, because of that there is a inequality in international order, then question is how we are going to solve it. So first is we can promote the multilateralism. So how we can promote? By G4 nations. So these G4 nations are, this can be a very good question in UPSC Prelims. So what are the G4 countries? So they are Brazil, Germans, India and Japan. So these four countries want to have a permanent member in the UNSC, United Nations Security Council. So dear student, tell me, there are already I know that you think five P5 members plus there are 10 non-permanent member of UNSC. So this P5 member, the G4 want to be part of this P4. So that total member member will be 19. So no, 9. So next, they beg each other bid for UNSC permanent seat. So next is decolonizing multilateralism. So if you look into the Voice of Global South Summit highlight India role in pushing equitable world order. So last couple of years, India is trying to be a leader of global South. Like all these developing country, we are having unique problem, poverty, inequality. So we are facing developmental issue, disaster. So India is trying to be leader, and we are trying to protect, promote our interest at the international level trade, so that we can ensure collective development and prevent the colonialization of the multilateralism. That means few countries would not dominate, dictate the rule at the international level. For example, China, USA and European Union, they are now dictating. So by having voice in the global South, so we can make agreement in favor of these developing countries. So next is implementation of the Rio Declaration. So recently 17th BRICS Summit held in Rio de Janeiro, so it is in Brazil. So called for inclusive AI governance and realignment of IMF quota. So whatever AI we are developing, it should be inclusive. It should be benefits should be included by all countries, because AI, they are driven by algorithm and data. Data are collected from all countries, all people. Then benefits should be given to everyone. Okay. So next is IMF quota. So IMF quota, if you look into IMF quota, USA is having 16%, 16.5% quota, only 4% of the population. But on the other end, India is having around 2.75 quota, though we are having 20% of the world population. So these institutions are not in democratic. So we need to give more voice to the global South. So next is bridging digital and technological divide. So there are so many African country, Asian country, they don't have digital infrastructure and lacking, so that can be bridged. For example, India is having unique experience of UPI, Aadhaar, so and Jam Trinity. We can use that as an digital public infrastructure to provide the service to the global South. We can collaborate with the African countries. So next one is about the climate justice. So what do you mean by climate justice? Those who are responsible for all this global warming and climate change, they should be pay more. For example, the European country, then USA, so they are responsible for that. Though it is common but differentiated responsibility, everyone should act to reduce the global warming. But the developing country, they are responsible. So they have to provide fund, they have to provide technology, and they have to cut their emission dip. But the developing country like India, we are having our own challenge. We have to remove poverty, we have to improve our standard of living, we have to ensure there should be good jobs. So we cannot prematurely shift from coal and other fossil fuel to the green energy. If we are going to shift, that is going to cost huge amount of money. So that is the reason we need to have climate justice. Those who are responsible, they need to act, and India should be given more time so that we can adjust. Okay. So I think these can be a good question in your UPSC prelim. So they can ask multiple time, what is climate justice, what is green wash, they also asked. Just have an idea, you'll able to solve it. Chaliye. So next important topics is we're going to see. Recently, India is signing so many free trade with multiple countries. So there can be a very good question. They can ask which of country recently we have signed free trade agreement, or they can ask this free trade agreement which country. They match the following type question. So one by one, we're going to see India and UK sign comprehensive economic free trade agreement. So like question they can ask about UK countries and what kind of free trade agreement we have signed, CETA. So then they can ask this is one, this is two, this is three, and how many above are correctly matched. So I'll provide some of the MCQ at the end so that you can able to answer it. Okay, don't worry. So more in the news, so major development apart from the CETA. So India, UK, 2035 will guide cooperation over next decade in various sectors. So this kind of question they can ask. So what are the outcome of recent, UK and India relationship? So we have signed a vision 2035. So how in next 10 years we are going to cooperate with each other to achieve our objective. So defense industrial roadmap was adopted for joint work on defense product. So India need lot of defense product, and UK is also pioneer in developing all this Rolls Royce. There are a lot of military hardware. So we can collaborate and jointly develop. So that can be export to the third country. It can meet the need of India as well. So key highlight of the comprehensive economic trade agreement. So what are the highlights? This can be a very good question. They can pick one statement from here. So and frame multiple statement questions. So read very carefully. So over 90% of the tariff line eliminated. So that means whatever we are exporting from India to UK. So out of that, 90% of our product having zero tariff. Okay, nearly India whole trade basket. That means we can export without having any tax. India open 89% of the tariff line, covering 91% export. So from UK to India, we are only giving 91%. So we are getting more trade concession. Next is sensitive texture. So for example, dairy, cereal, gold, and jewelry. So we have kept out of it, so that these sector are not allowed for import of these goods. So these are protected. Next is bilateral safeguard. So to prevent harmful import surge. So there is a protection bilaterally. Service, so wider access for Indian IT, finance, and education, healthcare. So please remember this statement. So they can pick one statement and make multiple statement, or they can tweak some statement to ask to commit mistake. So next is mutual recognition and professional mobility. So we are recognizing the professional. For example, professional qualification on nursing, accountancy, architecture to be mutually recognized within a year. For example, a person is completed, let's say, nursing in UK, and another person is completed, let's say, accountancy in India. So if that person shifted from India to UK and practice accountancy, then UK will accept the accountancy certificate. And same nursing, if a female completed nursing in UK and then migrated to India, so we'll accept this certificate. Okay. So next is UK allow Indian professional investor to stay from 90 days to 3 years. So that is what help in promoting people to people contact, improve the investment or opportunity for Indians to invest in the UK. Double contribution. So convention exempt Indian worker and employee from UK social security for 3 years. For example, let's say there is a Indian person so employed in UK. So in that case, you have to pay social security in India. Then now you are paying social security in UK also. So because of that, you are paying 2 times the social security. So you are left with very few amount of money. Under this double contribution agreement, either you can pay social security at the UK or in India. At the end, that can be transferred to one country, whichever country you want. Okay, so that is what help in improving ease of doing business. So next is exporter may self-certify product of origin. Small exporter, they can certify by themselves so that it can improve ease of doing business. Okay. So recently, India and UK vision 35 strategic partnership roadmap. So this can be a very good question. They can pick one statement and ask. So what are the important aspect of, or recently we have signed Indo UK Vision 2035. So what are the objective of it? They can pick one or two statement. They can tweak it. So please go through it. You can able to solve it. So strategic vision 2035 partnership will transform Indo UK relationship, focusing on strategic goal, innovation, and real benefit. So partnership framework. So we are focusing 6 pillar: trade, technology, defense, climate change, education, people to people ties. Just remember, you can able to eliminate that. Growth and trade: raise trade volume, complete bilateral investment treaty, improve capital market links, boost green investment, and support startup. So technological innovation: AI, machine learning, 5G, 6G, telecom. So we are also quantum computing, semiconductor space. We are doing that. Defense and security. So 10-year security defense roadmap, joint defense technology, strengthening Indo-Pacific security. So just go through it, have a fair amount of idea, so you can able to answer whatever may be the question. So climate and energy, education and skill partnership. So these are the important aspect of Vision 2035 Indo-UK relationship. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So what are the significance of this free trade agreement? So it will, yes, boost our export, protection of our geographical indication. So there are unique product that is being protected, it is going to protect. Then it will increase the India's market access to UK. So all the worker, they'll get benefit, they don't need to pay the double contribution. Now their professional qualification is being recognized both. The next is MSME, because self certification help the MSME and regional growth. Okay, chali. So next is about significance of India and UK relationship. First one is about the economic cooperation. Our bilateral trade is 56 billion. So we are planning to double it by 2030. So we are planning to double by 2030. So just remember. So this can be a good question. So UK is the sixth largest investor in India. Just remember that it is not in the top five. So you just need to remember which country are top investor in India. Okay, just 2 to 3, it's more than enough. So it is not in the top list, so no need to remember, but just know it is not in top 5 list. So geopolitics, yes. So we are cooperating in multiple forums. So we are support is very essential because UK is the permanent member of UNSC. So next is defense cooperation. We are having a lot of exercise. For example, Konkan, Naval, Cobra Warrior, Ajay Warrior. So just remember which exercise is naval exercise, which is air force exercise, which is army. So this kind of question they are asking in previous year also. So next is there are a lot of Indian diaspora who are residing in UK. They are contributing significant to the UK population. They are contributing significant to the improving our bilateral relationship. So education, I think you know that there are a lot of UK educational institutes. They are opening their campus. For example, Southampton, Gurgaon campus first under the national education policies. So under the health cooperation, we have cooperated on the vaccine, COVID vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine, like R&D of AstraZeneca, Serum Institute. So India UK agreement support healthcare, workforce recruitment and training. So there are few concerns in our relationship. For example, divergent in foreign policy. For example, Russia and Ukraine war. So we are having good relation with Russia, but UK is having bad relation with Russia. So that is what impacting UK domestic politics on the Kashmiri and internal issues. So UK is interfering our internal issue. So that is what Indian people, our government, are not in comfortable with. Supports to the Khalistan separatism, then extradition hurdle. So many those who are criminals and those who are having fugitive economy offender like Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi. So they are residing in UK and UK is not cooperating that much in extraditing them to India. So that is what led to this strain in our relationship. So these are detail about, but this is very important. So they can pick one question and ask. Recently, we have signed so many free trade agreement with multiple countries. For example, India and Oman, we have signed CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. So just remember the date. So they can ask about the chronology also. Which one is started? So this is first, this is second, third, fourth. Okay. So recently we have signed with Oman. So it is a India's duty-free access to the 99% of its exports to the Oman, including textiles, gems, and engineering goods. The India UK. So India UK के साथ we have signed CETA, Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement. So it is basically accessing. We are getting access to the 99% of UK product free trade and planning to achieve a goal of 120 billion by 2030. So I think you already know. Currently, we are trading heavy. Our trade is 56 billion, and we are planning to have 120 billion by 2030. So another free trade agreement we have signed. It is called India EFTA. Okay, so these are countries like Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. So our basic objective is to bring commitment of 100 billions of investment and create 1 million job in next 15 years. Okay. So recently we have signed European Free Trade Area with India. So this is called TEPA, TEPA. So they are country like which country? Just remember, this can be a very good question. Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. So next we have signed free trade agreement with Australia also. This is called ICTA. It provides duty-free access to the 96% of Indian export. So we are having duty-free access to the 96% of our export to the Australia. So negotiation for broader comprehensive economic cooperation agreement going. So we are also negotiating so that our negotiation can go further on. So we have signed with CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement with UAE, and our target is to achieve 100 billion trade relationship. As of now, we have already crossed the 100 billion. Okay, that means we are already achieved it. Next is India and Mauritius. So we have signed CEPA. So India's first trade agreement with African nation. So this is the first trade agreement that we have signed with any African nation. So Africa is this Mauritius will act as a gateway to access to the Africa as well. So also we are negotiating with the free trade agreement with multiple country like European Union, Gulf Cooperation Council. So we are going to see about countries of Gulf Cooperation Council, Peru, Israel, and New Zealand. So this can be a very good question. Currently, Indian government is negotiating free trade agreement with which of the above country or which of the following country? One, two, three, four. Then how many above are correct? It can be only one, only two, only three, only four. This type of question they can ask. So remember it. So we are going to see, so who are member of Gulf Cooperation Council. So this is called GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council. So these are the countries of Gulf Cooperation Council: Oman, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, this is the Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. So just remember, there is Iraq and Iran are not part of this Gulf Cooperation Council. Okay, so this question already they have asked in UPSC Prelims. So if you read all this through this map, so you'll be able to understand. Just if you know that Iraq, Iran are not a part of this Gulf Cooperation Council, only the Saudi Arab, then Oman, even Yemen is not part. ठीक है ना? Yemen is not part. UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. These are part of the Gulf Cooperation Councils. ठीक है? Just remember that and do some research, background research. It is more than enough to answer this kind of question. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So next important topic that we are going to discuss. So dear student, hope so far everything you are able to understand. If you are not able to understand, if you want any value addition, anything you want, please let me know in the comment box. Definitely I'll help you to bring that content. I'll help you to make this more interactive or more interesting. If you want, just write me in the comment box. And so far we have discussed two topics. If you find this discussion are very helpful and valuable, then definitely you should like this video and subscribe to my channel, because I am going to post this current affair daily basis, so you will not miss any current affair. And if you find this helpful, you can share this video with your friends so that more number of students can benefit. चलिए start करते हैं next topic. So India Maldives relationship. So Indian Prime Minister visit to the Maldives to mark 60 year of diplomatic relationship. So whenever anything happen like 50 years, 60 years, 75 year of diplomatic relations, this is very favorite for UPSC. UPSC can pick one question, they can ask that. Okay. So if it is 60 years, it is very important. So key outcome of the visit. So what are the outcome? So we have extended line of credit to Maldives and reduce debt payment on Indian funded LOC line of credit. So there's no need to remember the exact amount. Just imagine we are providing line of credit. Line of credit means cheap loans, very low cost funded loan to the Maldives, so that their debt burden can be reduced. So we have launched the Maldives Free Trade Agreement. So this can be a statement also. We have launched the India Maldives Free Trade Agreement negotiation, so that after negotiation we can sign the free trade agreement. Next is agreement to launch UPI in the Maldives. So this can be a very good question. Recently, India is negotiating to launch UPI in which country? It is the Maldives. So MOU sign on fishery and aquaculture, because Maldives depends on the fishery and aquaculture. So we are signing so that we can cooperate on the digital solution, Indian pharmacopoeia. So all these things we have signed. So area of cooperation. So if we look into Maldives India relationship, we have having broad range of cooperation. It can be linguistic, ethnic, cultural, religious, commercial bond. So we are first country to recognize Maldives in 1965, independent set of diplomatic ties. So Maldives got its independence in 1965 from British Empire. After that, we are first to recognize as an independent nation, and we have established diplomatic relationship. So what are the importance of Maldives? Because of its strategic location. If you look into Indian Ocean, so Maldives is located here. So here it is, the Gulf of Aden, then it is the Strait of Hormuz. So here it is Strait of Malacca. So all this ship come here and goes here. So that means Maldives will act as a gateway to all this ship to access the Indian Ocean. ठीक है. So Maldives is like a toll gate between these Western Indian like Gulf of Aden, Strait of Hormuz, and Indian Ocean to Strait of Malacca. So I just want to show you in our map. So let me give you 1 second. So I'll just show you about this location. These are very important. Where is that map? Yes, this one. So I just want to show you. Just have a look. Yes. So this is what called Gulf of Aden. Okay. This is what called Gulf of Aden. This is Gulf of Aden. ठीक है. Bubble Mandev. This is, oh sorry, this is Gulf of Aden. Yes, this is Gulf of Aden. ठीक है. This is Strait of Hormuz. This is Strait of Hormuz. This portion is called Strait of Hormuz. ठीक है. So just have a look. This is Strait of Hormuz, Gulf of Aden. Then this is called Strait of Malacca. This line is called Strait of Malacca. These are very strategic location, and all these ships are passing through this Maldives. So this Maldives is acting as a gateway. ठीक है. चलिए again go back to our discussion. So, so it is close to the Indian west coast and key to the Indian Ocean. Sea lane gives Maldives strategic value to the India. So next is it acting as a net security provider. India is seen as a Maldives net security provider central to the India's neighborhood fast policy. So according to neighborhood fast policy, we are giving more priority to our immediate neighbor. So we are reaching out during their crisis. We are helping them without expectation for any return. So they are also part of Vision Mahasagar for Indian Ocean security and growth. So our Prime Minister vision of Mahasagar, that means cooperating with this country to ensure that security and growth for all in this region. So Sagar means security and growth for all in the region. So next is defense cooperation and security. So action plan, cement defense joint exercise. We have signed. We have having joint exercise like Equivarine, Ikatha. So these kind of question they can ask. We are having let's say Equivarine is a military exercise between which country. So you have to remember that. And Maldives is also part of the Colombo Security Conclave. So this is a very good conclave. So we are going to see detail. So it is at the end. So let's see. Yes. So Colombo Security Conclaves members are India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Mauritius, Bangladesh, and Seychelles. So focusing on the regional maritime transactional, transnational security with Malaysia, often attending as a guest. So they meet to tackle threat like terrorism, cybercrime, privacy, sharing intelligence, and cooperating. Just remember the countries part of the Colombo Security Conclave: Sri Lanka, India, Maldives, Mauritius, Bangladesh, and Seychelles. This can be a very good question, and which area they are cooperating. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So next is economic integration. So Maldives, our trade is having 548 millions. So India is a Maldives largest trading partner. So being a very neighbor country, we are the largest trading partner. The humanitarian diplomacy and first responder, India always responded, help Maldives during their crisis. So 1988, so there is a coup attempt. So in that India launched Operation Cactus. We have launched Operation Cactus to protect uh, the Maldives from coup. And in 2004 during tsunami, India also helped in relief operation. So 2014 water crisis, when China deny any help, India promptly helped the Maldives. In COVID-19 also, we have provided vaccine medicines during their need. So extensive people to people linkage, like a lot of Indian tourists, they visit Maldives, they are driving the economy of the Maldives also. So recent irritant, some of the issue that is irritating our relationship. First one is about the domestic politics. So what happened, sometime in Maldives, the local politician, either they are in favor of India or anti-India. They use anti-India campaign or pro-China campaign to gain politics, to come into power. So that is what led to this straining in relation. For example, the current president of Moiju, so use India out campaign to come into powers. So next is strategic shift under the President Moiju. So elected with India out nationalist campaign, sparking anti-India action like survey cancellation and military withdrawal. So after the Moiju forming government gave an ultimatum to India to withdraw all the military person deployed in Maldives. So that is what led to this straining our relationship. Then policy moved from India first to the Maldives first. So earlier they are used to be very sensitive against the Indian interests. They won't take any action. That is what impacting our our security interest. Now they are focusing more to the Maldives interest. They are not concerning about Indian relations. So next is China factor. So I think you already know China checkbook diplomacy. They are providing huge amount of funding to the Maldives, and Maldives is completely depending on the China. So that they use fund as a leverage to control the behavior of the Maldives. So Maldives joined a China BRI project in 2014. China funded project like Friendship Bridge. So economic instability, public debt of Maldives is quite high. So that is what led to the deficit and slow growth as reported by the World Bank. So if there is a having high debt, so their growth rate will be very slow. So if there is a growth rate, it will be very slow. So there will be protest, and there might be change in government. So that is what impacting our relation also. Then radicalization. So I think you already know Maldives being Muslim country and it's very close to the Saudi Arab. So there is high chances of radicalization. So US listed ISIS and Al Qaeda facilitate of Maldives in 2023. Okay. So dear student, this is all about the first class of international relationship, international relation. We have started from the June 2025 and will complete till your prelims all the current affair of international relation. In this series, we are complete. After that, I'll complete the economy, then environment, then science and tech. So I'll complete everything in a very crisp to the point way. And under this, discussion, you'll get all the important current affair. I'm referring to all this important institution current affair. So no need to go anywhere. This PDF is more than enough. So dear student, if you find this video is very helpful, please do like and share your thought in the comment box, because to make this video a lot of effort are needed. So please, I need your support at this moment, and please do share this video with your friends so that more number of students can benefit from it. Chaliye do student, bye bye, take care, bye.